All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to all you Akim that's pushing this truth in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother I know from the GMS Atlanta Church, namely the Zionist nearby camp here in Atlanta, Georgia, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Now this is Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And now this is another lesson on prophecy. You just had an earthquake, which Lord, when I can get into, at 6.2 that hit Turkey on, I believe it was Wednesday, April the 23rd, 2025. So we're coming in the spirit of prophecy, and we're telling you things that's going to happen before it happens. So let's hit Matthew, the 24th chapter. Let's get to the point. Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Now, we know that word world, let's get it right quick. I think it's G165, if I'm not mistaken, or G65. I believe it's G165. Yes, G165. Eon.
Strong's G165. Ion.
All right, excuse me. Ion. It says the best definition is period of time and age. So we're at the end of Esau Edom's age, his period of time, the end of wickedness, the end of iniquity. Because the scriptures say, though when iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And you're going to see the love of many wax cold when you further get into prophecy. Okay? So this is Matthew 24 and 4. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And you got people in the Christian church and people that call themselves Hebrew Israelites doing the same thing, deceiving people. There's a bunch of zombies out here. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Now, today, if you look at the news, number 47, the current president of Babylon was calling out Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, over this war in Ukraine. And this war in Ukraine is still going on to this day. It hasn't ended. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And here's the point of today's lesson. And there shall be famines. That's the main point, the topic of this lesson. And pestilences, as far as the pestilence, this Larry Bird flu is flying under the radar. You Americans are focused on tariffs. You can barely afford to, feed your family. You got distractions, like tonight is the NFL draft. I think Cam Ward went number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. A lot of people focusing on sports, bread and circuses. But this pestilence and famines are coming, and earthquakes in diverse places. I just mentioned that there was a 6.2 earthquake in Turkey, I believe, namely Istanbul. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Now we're going to focus on this famine today. This is from endtimeheadlines.org. The CEOs of Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's warned that store shelves all over America could soon be empty from April 23rd, 2025. As you can see, this is a picture of Walmart Supercenter. If you're going to need anything made in China, I would buy it now while you still can. Many companies have already decided that it no longer makes any economic sense to import Chinese-made products into Babylon because tariff rates are so high. As a result, there are certain things that will soon no longer be available to Babylonian consumers. I'm speaking in code. I'm speaking in esoteric language. On Monday, when I posted an article warning about empty shelves in the months ahead, some people thought I was exaggerating. But of course, the truth is that I was not exaggerating at all. On Tuesday, the CEOs of Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's specifically warned number 47, who used to be number 45, that store shelves all over the country could soon be empty during a meeting at the White House. The CEOs of Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's, all of whom delivered a blunt message about interpretations and the supply chain and its effects on consumers, were invited to the White House as part of an ongoing internal campaign to make the case to number 47 about the real-world impacts of its policies, administration said. And you dummies, especially you Edomites and you stupid Negroes and you stupid Cubans voted for this guy. Especially you Cubans down there in Miami, because you think you're white. You think this place is going to be made great again. And now they're warning you that there's not going to be any food on the shelves pretty soon. And you know what? As a suggestion for brothers and sisters, man, you know, when it comes to stores like this, like Walmart, you already know it's going to be the worst of the worst. Now, through the years, I've heard certain elders like Elder Yashawama of the Dallas camp say, hey, go to these East Indian stores, go to these African stores, go to these supermercados. Walmart is just a disaster waiting to happen. Now, if you go there, that's on you. You know, I went there last week myself, but, you know, a place like this is just, you know, I went there when nobody was really there. Okay? I had to get something, I was in and out. But you can see the chaos happening with a place called Walmart. Okay? So, continuing on, it says, number 47's tariffs have placed significant pressure on the retail sector. The business leaders warned the store shelves across Babylon could soon be empty. Two people familiar with the meeting said as they presented a dire economic picture that could come into sharper view within weeks. Now, as the apostles and elders have been saying, you know, when it comes to this particular topic of the famine, these stores only have about 2-3 days worth of food, and that's it. The CEOs are not bluffing. Our biggest retailers normally import massive amounts of goods from China, and there is no easy short-term way to replace that production. But I thought this was the land of the free and the home and the brave. You know, but everything is imported here. This place is not free. You're free, all right. You're free to be a freak and a geek out here and do whatever your mind, whatever you come to think of mind, you can do it here. But as far as a production, that's a joke. You get your iPhone from China. You think these useless American eaters are going to make an iPhone? They can barely read. Okay? These people can barely drive. They can barely spell. All their mind is fixated on is working and eating and drinking and bread and circuses. According to Axios, the CEO flat out told him, DJ, the prices aren't going up. They are steadily right now, but they will go up. They also told number 47 that shelves will be empty if current tariffs levels persist. So you can read this for yourself. You see it here at the top. Type up endtimeheadlines.org. I'm not going to read the whole article, but you get the gist of what they're saying. So let's get this precept. Yep. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verses 22. And this is what the scripture says concerning prophecy on this topic. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All these stores, all these retailers, it's going to be empty. And like I said, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing for brothers and sisters to, right now, while you're hearing these lessons about the warnings, to, you know, get you some canned goods, especially get a can opener. I would say get about 2-3 of them bad boys. And I'll say this, the Dollar Tree, Not the $1.25, the $1.25 tree. That's what I call it now. The Dollar Tree. What I'm starting to notice around my neck of the woods here in North Georgia, it's been a lot of store closings of the Dollar General. You can get a lot of can openers. You can get canned goods there. You can get candles. You can get water. Dollar General. These places like that. There's nothing wrong with stocking up. But we depend on faith. But you don't want to be out there, not having anything. Get you some black beans. Get you some pinto beans. Get you some canned goods. Get you some water. I need to get some more water myself. I get some more water myself. I need some more candles. Things of that nature. Because it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's what this article is saying. The CEOs of Walmart, Slocky. The CEOs of Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's warned that store shelves all over America could soon be empty. Now, you can go to Lowe's and Home Depot to get you some type of vegetation to plant your own goods, but that soon is going to be out the window, okay? Certain tools that you can use for survival methods won't be found at Lowe's and Home Depot, all right? This is the times that we're coming into, all right? Meanwhile, these people are worried about, a hot girl summer and where they're going to go at in 2025. These things can happen like that. That's why your mind got to be on the ready, man. You got to meditate on these things. First and foremost, prepare yourself spiritually. But there's nothing wrong with getting a few canned goods, water, candles, something to start a fire, so on and so forth, man. And I'm going to say this too. I had a situation where I stay at, and I'm going to keep it real. I stayed in an apartment, and they cut the water off last Friday. So I was in kind of a dire need to wash up, which a lot of Americans don't do. Okay, they don't wash their ass. Excuse my Brazilian Portuguese. So basically, what I did was take some tap water bottles that I used when I got done drinking the water bottles, and I filled them up with water, and I put about 2-3 bottles into a tub, and I did what I had to do, and I was so fresh and so fresh and so clean, like Outkast says, man. And I still got some bottles in my bathroom that I need to fill up. Lord willing, after I do this lesson, I can fill up a few of them. Because, hey, man, everything is finna get shut down, man. All right? It's going to be blackouts. Brothers been prophesying about blackouts for the longest. So what do you think is going to happen? Stores going to run out. There's going to be no electricity out here. There's going to be no running water. Okay? So it says, and 2 Ezra 6:23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. All these tough guys out here and all these guys that want to mean mug, and they're going to be little bitches out here, if you get my drift. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Hey, the lack of bread, man. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And people are going to fight each other. Even families are going to fight each other for the lack of bread, man. Ezekiel 7:5. Thus saith the Lord, power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. We're telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that in evil, bad times are coming. But what do you want to do? You want to get on TikTok and voice your opinion about the Hebrew Israelites, as we've seen from the Elder Manat Zakba out of GMS South Carolina 08. Seems like every day he's doing a lesson on you non-believers. So you know what? You're going to get caught up in the lack of bread. Okay, let's get this 2 Ezra 15. 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. Who's God's people? That's a possessive pronoun, my people. The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you Israelite foreigners. Some of you white boys are really Israelites. Some of you Punjabis are really Israelites. Some of you so-called Chinese people really go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Some of you Japanese people You're not Japanese. You really go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Some of you people that say you're African, especially Nigerians, you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And yes, some of you so-called Arabs, some of you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So this is not some pro-black, back to Africa doctrine, man. So it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. And you Israelite foreigners, man, you better start getting this too. Okay, you better start taking his words seriously. Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, the Bible, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity, which is the lack of faith, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All these naysayers that get on TikTok and have these little stupid that's why I say I hate TikTok, man. Now, I mean, you could use it for business purposes if you got a business or, you try to do an online hustle. But for the most part, it's just a bunch of useless eaters with vain opinions, man. That's just my opinion. I really don't mess with it. It's just a bunch of idiots on there drinking too much soda and too much sugar, expressing how they feel about every goddamn thing. And when it comes to the ministry, man, you cannot play with the ministry. So you know what? Let's go to verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So you guys, you men, women, and children that want to come against the doctrine on TikTok, guess what? You might be susceptible to this. Empty store shelves. All right? Empty store shelves. And you're going to find yourself in the famine. And good for you. Okay? Because you never fully examined. And guess what? The Lord is condemning you, man. So you know what? When your ribs is touching, man, we're going to be laughing at you, man. Like it says in Job, the 5th chapter. Okay? Let's go back to 2nd Ezra 15. So, hey, that might be a consequence for you people, man. That's scoffing. Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The God in the Bible is not happy, joy right now, okay? He's 38 hot with the inhabitants of the earth. And it is explaining in verse 6. The sword, okay, all types of, the love of many shall wax cold, man. It's going to get worse. A lot of people are going to get laid down. That's how I got to say it. Famine, that's the topic. No food. And these people in the world, they don't practice intermittent fasting. We have a high holy day in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, known as the Day of Atonement, where we afflict ourselves and our bodies by not eating, not drinking for 24 hours. Do you think the average American useless eater goes 24 hours a day on a particular day without eating or drinking, let alone intermittent fasting? No. They got to get little Debbie snacks. They got to go to Starbucks and get they frappuccino or mochaccino with a little bread sandwich. And guess what? You people that's addicted to caffeine, hey, you're going to start bugging out too. You people that's addicted to Newport 100 in a box. I did a lesson about 8 years ago. When Jacob's trouble come, you can't get your Newports. You can't get your blunts. You can't get your lean. You can't get your Newport 100 in a box, your Middleton Black and Milds. You can't have the weed man curb serve you. Okay, you people gonna start bugging out, and I'm talking about you Israelites first and foremost. Okay, give it about 2.5, 3 days when you can't get your weed, you can't get your Percocets, you can't get your lean. Okay, you can't get food, you can't get your sugar, because these people in America are addicted to sugar, man. Watch what happens to these people. They're gonna turn into zombies. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death. And these people are going to start going 6 feet deep because they can't get their Starbucks, they can't get their Dunkin' Donuts, they can't get their donuts, they can't get their fast food. Watch what happens. And it's going to be the same scoffers running their mouth about the Hebrew Israelites. And destruction. What's the ultimate form of destruction here in Babylon the Great? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Revelation 18, so on and so forth. Revelation 8. Revelation 11. It's all over Revelation, but your pastor can't even break down in Revelation 11. He wasn't breaking down any of the scriptures on Easter. Just giving you fluff. And why? Why is God doing this? Why, God? Why? For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. I mean, do I have to really get into this, man? You got women that got two husbands. That's wickedness, man. You got women that want to be like men. That's wickedness. Men that want to be like women. That's wickedness. You got little boys that want to be little girls. Little girls that want to be little boys. That's just one thing. And guess what? In a month and about 5-6 days time is going to be Pride Month. And guess what, man? These people still going to be prideful, man. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. The Lord is going to be like, I didn't had it. And he's going to send these plagues, and you're going to know that a prophet have been among you, like it says in Ezekiel the 33rd chapter. That moment when you're about to give up the ghost due to famine or the sword, so on and so forth, the wild beasts, the Gurger troops, because they're still here. They're deporting a lot of you Latinos, but these foreign troops that from these other countries, they ain't got rid of them. And you women, you better beware, man. Okay, when there's 2 or 3 of them, you grabbing you up, I ain't got nothing to do with it, man. Just like on that scene from Book of Eli, I must stay the course. They was getting it. They did whatever they wanted to do with that woman. He's like, I must stay the course. That's gonna be us on that day, man. Because I can give a good goddamn about you women at this point, man. Good for y'all. Keep up the bad work, man. That's all I gotta say. I will hold my tongue no more as touching the wickedness which they profanely commit. Now these people are just doing wickedness for the hell of it, man. According to Genesis 6 and 5, because their intent is to do wickedness, pre-flood behavior. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise. Behold, the innocent, righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. This lesson right here is a form of continually complaining for the wickedness that's done upon the earth. I'm tired of seeing moles, man. Every time I try to go in a store, it's some man acting worse than a woman right now, man. The Lord's gonna clean sweep you wicked individuals out here, man. Okay, let me get a precept on that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 6. And what's that guy that locked you in the church? Locked you Negroes in the church? Warren Sapp. What's his name? Melvin Sapp, Warren Sapp, whatever the hell his name is, man. He ain't gonna bring this out in the church because he trying to get your money. For the Most High's name is Yahweh. And he sent his only begotten son, who the world urgently calls Jesus Christ, real name Yahweh Shai, who means he is Savior. He is a deliverer. Jesus Christ ain't deliver you Jesus Christ is not going to deliver you out of no goddamn famine for you simple ass Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So I'm hot right now, man. I'm getting tired of looking at you bird brain Negroes, and especially you stupid ass Hispanics, man. You're just stupid as all hell. And you know who's more stupid than both of y'all? These stupid ass Native Americans and Seminole Indians, man. You just docile as all hell, man. For the Most High hate of sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So one of the form of vengeance that the Lord is going to bring is famine, man. Because you know Jake loves to eat. Jake loves to eat, man. Okay? Let's go back to that 2nd Ezra 15, closing on out, man. I ain't gonna spend too long with this, but hey, get ready to see these people panic. Especially last week, these people were panicking over these tariffs, man. Alright? And we're gonna see more of these people panic, man. But us in the know-how, we already know that the Lord has us, man. We read accounts, and maybe I can do a part 2 of this tomorrow. You know, because the Lord got us, man. 2nd Ezra 15 and verses 49, just to paint the picture once again. 2nd Ezra 15 and verses 49. Second Ezra 15 and 49. 48. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood. Okay, you women are going to be without a man, poverty. Man, you see so many homeless people out here, and even funny, man. You know, especially out there in California, man. California is horrible, man. And you know what? On my day-to-day in my neck of the woods, they have a sign that says, we love LA. Nobody's trying to go to Los Angeles right now, man. Los Angeles is full of the black plague and homelessness and crime. Who in the hell in their right mind wants to go to Los Angeles? San Diego might be straight, but Los Angeles, oh, hell no. Sword and pestilence to waste thy houses with death and destruction, man. Famine. Famine is going to sweep you people clean, man. Okay? Now let's go to 2 Ezra 15 and 57. 2 Ezra 15 and 57. Thy children shall die of hunger. So it's going to be kind of hard for you people. Well, let's just get to the point. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thy shall perish with the sword in the field. Hey, so your children's going to die of hunger, but this is what is going to happen. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger. You know, you got these. Now, I was just in the rural parts of North Georgia today, and the Spirit had to me like, you know, these people out here, man, they might not get caught up in the gulag, so to speak, but it's going to be a lack of food up there in the mountains, like, you know, like some of these mountainous regions of your state where all these Edomites are at. It might be a few sprinkled so-called blacks and Hispanics up there, but mostly it's Edomites. But it's even for you Jakes that live up there, man. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh. What does that mean? I mean, I really don't want to say it on wax, but those Walking Dead series where people were eating each other's legs, eating human legs, eating human arms, you know what I'm saying, and drink their own blood for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. And this is what's going to lead to, man. All right, so you scoffers that's talking about the Hebrew Israelites and we this and we that, we the worst thing. Get ready to live that out. Even in your local everyday inner cities, man. Because there's no new thing under the sun. During the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD, when Titus and Vespasian had put a siege on Jerusalem, guess what? They were doing the same thing. But for us, it's good news, man. Let's go to Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, my servants, those ones who serve Yahweh Shemel Shai. We ain't serving no goddamn Christ. Okay? You Israelites that say Christ this, Christ that, you're going to find yourself in the category of 2 Ezra 15 and verses 57 and 58. You're not calling upon the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai in true sincerity. You're still calling on Jesus Christ, man. You saw them guys in the purple, they got kicked out of France, man. They ain't trying to hear that garbage up there in France, man. Behold, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry, ribs touching, looking like them kids out there in Madagascar and these so-called African countries. It's coming here to Babylon the Great. Behold, my servant shall drink. And the scriptures talk about we'll be pilgrims upon the earth. So we're not going to be in our apartments or houses when this stuff goes down, but the Lord's going to lead us to a place where, hey, it might be a wine cellar and full of foods that are not abominable. You know, some big mansion where some Edomites stayed at. Because you know Edomites, they can't reproduce any goddamn way. It might be a house full of 2 Edomites that might have dropped dead in front of the property. And then here you go going to some house with a wine cellar with a bunch of food and you got about 10 people following you, man. That's the times we're coming into. But you shall be thirsty. That's what, going back to that 2 Ezra 15 and 57. They're going to drink their own blood. Behold, my servant shall rejoice. Call on Yahweh Shemel Shai. But you should be ashamed. That you scoffers, that's going to come in your mind. Damn. Calling on Jesus ain't going to get you nowhere. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, singing the prayers, singing songs to Yahweh Shemel Shai in that time. But you shall cry for sorrow of heart, because you can't eat, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Hey, so with that, Lord, when I was edifying, hey man, these things are coming soon, man. So be on the ready. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.